Welcome to the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. We got Alex, Corey, Jaimen, Jasan, and Jeff Wiechowski back with us to help us go over the Super Bowl and some New York Team Challenge.
Wait, before we get anywhere, Pat, are we going to talk about how I got absolutely shafted on the quiz round last episode?
No.
How so?
Keep going.
Not sure I follow.
Yeah, I don't either.
When we were doing who the players were sponsored by this year, and the last question was Valerie Manduhano, and I guessed Discraft, and I was told I was wrong.
Were you not wrong?
My sources, which is a lot of people that came up to me in person to laugh at me, which was a fucking theme this weekend.
People laughing at you is a theme?
Yeah, I had a couple people show me screenshots of Valerie Manduhano being on Team Discraft.
Well, here's the thing, Corey. At the beginning of the quiz, I did preface it by saying that I'm not 100% sure if these are right.
Well, I thought at the very least that Jaimen or...
Well, when Alex, I believe, was guessing, and Jaimen was like, wait a second, I think Alex might be wrong. Can we go and check that? So I guess in hindsight, you're tied on a quiz that the points don't matter or anything like that. But my feeling is I prefaced that that's on you to correct me. Not a week later, but, well, you know. No, 100%, Corey. There was a three-way tie, which I love those things. No, actually, no, that would have been a win for you, wouldn't it have been?
I think that was for the win for me.
You and Jaimen were tied, and Alex was down one. So, yeah, congratulations, Corey, on your meaningless victory.
Yeah. It was before I even woke up on Friday morning. I got a Facebook message from Brian Biggersmith at like 5:30, and it's just a screenshot with, I don't know if there was any context. Maybe there was some words, but it was like Valerie Manduhano, Team Discraft. And at the time, I thought he was just rubbing it in my face that I was such an idiot that I guessed it wrong. So I'm like, haha, whatever. And then Ryan Travis 148343 sent me the same fucking thing. And I'm like, you're the second guy. Fuck you. And then I'm like, oh, wait a second. They're telling me that I was correct.
It's funny because the last few weeks, I've been getting messages from Kevin Kroenke about all the porn that pops up on the Facebook page. So,
oh, really?
He's like, hey, you got hacked again.
Are you sure it's on this Facebook page and not his?
Well, that's why he's sensitive to it. I think he was basically saying, you watch my back, I'll watch yours. So if I see anything pop up on his page, I got to message him now. So,
yeah, an alliance was formed.
Yeah.
Everybody sent some porn to Kevin.
Yeah. No.
The first time it happened, Randy Bemis was one of the people who messaged me, and he told me, he said, you can make it to where people who send messages, you have to like agree to it. But my feeling is, wouldn't that deter people from posting?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of one of those.
It deters the spam bots from posting, that's for sure.
Okay, so like, for example, if I post something and Corey responds, I'd have to say, okay, Corey's comment can go through. Does that mean the next time he comments, it's going to do the same thing? That's my question.
So basically, an admin would approve posts. So like when JP Hafner posted the results of his league, you'd just have to hit the approve button on the post. Not necessarily the comments within it, but any new posts. That would get rid of like all the spam.
I think if you approve JP once, you don't have to approve him again.
Okay.
I think at least with the OK DGC page that I have set up, I have to approve before you can post it all. And then once I do that, you can post as much as you want.
Okay. I mean, I might look into, so if you're hearing this and you're thinking about posting, be wary, because I don't go on it all the time. All right. Anything else on the last week's quiz?
No, I just had to get that out of the way.
No, and that's fair. So a lot of stuff this past week. It was a great weekend for it. But Jeff, you're the guest, or the most guestest of the people here.
Most guestest.
Yeah. Do you have a preference? You want to start with Super Bowl? You want to start with Team Challenge?
Super Bowl's going to go pretty quick because it was on in the background pretty much for me. I wasn't only watching just to check the numbers on my squares.
Oh, I forgot my squares. I only did one, and I had some dog shit numbers like every year, which is why I don't ever buy squares.
So you don't know your box results?
I'm just looking at it now. I had my square, I only bought one, was a 3 for the Niners and a 1 for the Chiefs.
There wasn't a 1 ever.
Not even close. Yeah, like what the... I guess 3 and 1s are not like bad numbers, but...
No, 3 and 1, that's pretty good. Most importantly for Alex, because I know he's been waiting, Gronk missed his field goal.
Oh, horribly. That was so horrible. That's one thing I did catch.
A little wide right.
You can't miss twice.
It was wide right, too.
Did you say he was being trained by a boxer?
Yes.
Apollo Creed. No, an actor who portrayed a boxer in a movie.
R.I.P.
Isn't that Carl Weathers?
Yeah, and he just passed away. They actually put it up there at the end of it, thanking him. Because they did the commercial twice. They did the actual kick, and then they later on, they must have filmed 2 of them. One if he made it, one if he missed it, and they played the one where he missed it. And Yeah, they did a little tribute to Carl Weathers in that, so that was cool.
Chubbs.
Yeah,
Chubbs.
And so he's iconic in several sports movies.
Yeah.
None of them being a kicker, just to point that out, even though he did play in the NFL.
Oh, wait, he did actually play in the NFL?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't know that.
Like Al Bundy.
Oh, yeah.
Jaimen, did you watch the game?
Yeah, I watched it. I wasn't really rooting for anybody. I wanted kind of San Fran to win more, just, because it's nice to shake it up, and they haven't won in a long time in the Super Bowl. But no, it was a good game. It was nice to see. I was really happy to find out that the overtime rules were different for the Super Bowl, because I was really dreading what would happen if they were the same.
Wait, so what was it? Because I saw some comment about, the Niners players didn't even know about the rules. What was the difference?
So in the normal season, if I'm wrong, correct me, the first team to score wins. End of story.
No, actually, it used to be like that. Both teams don't get a chance to get the ball, but if the first team kicks a field goal, the other team will have a chance to score a touchdown or tie it with a field goal. If that first team scores a touchdown, it's over.
Game over. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so now what it was both teams have a possession with the ball, and if it's still tied after those two possessions, you just keep playing. Then the first score wins.
Yeah. Shanahan, his thinking was, if we both kick a field goal or if we both score a touchdown, I want to have the ball when it's sudden death first.
Mm-hmm.
I would think that you want to see what the other team does first before you determine what you're going to do, because that's how it played out. It was on the 5-yard line when the 49ers kicked that field goal. If they had known that the Chiefs had scored a touchdown, they would have gone for a touchdown. And that's kind of what the Chiefs had to do, because they knew if they scored a touchdown.
That is true. I guess I didn't think about it that way. I always kind of wonder, like, if the script was flipped, would everything have stayed the same?
The Chiefs did have to go for it on fourth down at least once.
Yeah. In the situations where they went for it on fourth down, the 49ers would have had to too. I think the first time it was like they were on their own 25-yard line or something like that.
Yeah. It's interesting. I like that they've made changes. There's no way to make it perfect. You got to have a result. And in a Super Bowl, you want it to be even quicker in a way, because, it's going to be late at night. And
Monday hasn't been declared a national holiday yet. People got to go to work.
If they add another game or if they add another bye week, it'll be President's Weekend. Knowing the NFL and their brilliance, they'll do both, and it'll blow past President's Weekend, and that'll be the Pro Bowl weekend. We'll all have an extra day off. But
perfect.
I need a day off to rest from Baker Mayfield winning MVP of flag football or whatever it was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I found it fine. It was the first Super Bowl where I realized I was old, because I knew one Usher song, I think.
This is the one he just keeps screaming "yeah" over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I tuned into the game late. I think I caught the first quarter halfway into it. Then I think just before halftime, my totally legit streaming service I was watching the game on cut out. And I'm like, well, I wasn't planning on watching halftime anyways, because I was going to go do some other shit. And then I just never turned the game back on. So this might have been my least watched Super Bowl. I think I watched literally a quarter and a half. The first half was ass. I think I watched a field goal, and was the score 10-3 going into halftime?
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I saw a field goal and a touchdown. I'm like, this fucking shit sucks, man. I'm not going to sit here and watch this shitty ass game. And then apparently it got more interesting. But
and the first touchdown was thrown by a wide receiver. So
I was there more for the commercials.
There's a prop bet no one won.
Unless the prop bet was, will number 15 throw the first touchdown? Because it was the 49ers number 15. That's what I thought that was interesting.
Oh.
You could have backed into winning some money that way. But speaking of the prop bets, the coin toss. I had heard the last 3 of 5 years it had been tails, which tells me that the last 3 of 6 years it was heads or tails, really, which is 50-50. And it was heads, so 3 of the last 5 have been heads now. The fact that people bet on that is kind of crazy. Purple Gatorade was the color dumped. Just trying to think of some of the ones that I saw. What were your thoughts, Jeff, on the game?
I played more crokinole than I watched the game. With my nephews, but still not Kyle Hirsch.
I was going to ask, was Kyle there? Spent all that money on a crokinole board. I'm sure those things ain't cheap, and he's been dodging you ever since.
He's been dodging me ever since. You got that.
What is that?
What is crokinole? It's a cross between shuffleboard and curling, I would say. So on a tabletop board.
Okay.
A wooden tabletop board that's about 3 foot in diameter, and it has different concentric scoring rings and a hole in the middle, a pocket in the middle for your disc to go into. So instead of a curling rock, everything's downsized to the.
Oh, they're discs. They're not like balls.
They're wooden discs.
Oh, I always pictured it was like a marble.
Little mini hockey pucks, basically. Something you need to look up on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Jason, did you watch the game?
Yeah, I wasn't planning on watching it. And I was talking to my little brother, and he got into it because he placing some crazy bets on it. And then talking with him, he got me to get into a couple bets. So I always wanted the underdog to win, so I placed 2 bets. And they have like this option where you can bet on the first team to get to 10 points. So I placed 2 bets. One was San Francisco getting to 10, and then the Chiefs winning. And then the other bet was the Chiefs getting to 10 first and San Francisco winning.
So you hedged your bets.
Well, yeah, whatever team got to 10 first, I was kind of rooting for the other team to win then. It's like the underdog.
And that's how it turned out.
Yeah, I won. That was good.
Were those bets tied to each other? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yep. Parlayed or whatever.
Okay, I got you. So it wasn't like you were going to win either way. You had to have both of those things happen.
Correct.
One team scored 10, the other team went. Okay, so then never mind. I'm not a huge bettor.
Yeah, I'm like totally lost on the betting app stuff, but he kind of explained it to me and put $20 on each, and I got $100 from the Chiefs winning.
Heck yeah.
You know, I'm not really into football, so it was fun to just kind of watch for a little bit.
I mean, I imagine the betting made it at least, you know.
That's the only reason I watched, honestly. Yeah. My brother, he's like crazy. He did, he sent me the screenshots once he does. So he did one. So he was betting for 6 things to happen simultaneously. And that is the total points to be under 47, Chiefs to win, and then Christian McCaffrey to score the first touchdown, and then Isaiah, Travis, and Patrick all to score touchdowns.
And all of that had to happen? Or
yeah, with a $25 bet. What do you think the payout is on that?
Corey, what do you think?
$200. Wait, no, $200.
$37,525.
Whoa, did I miss what bet we were talking about? Jesus Christ!
For 6
That's
things,
big money. 6 things have all got to happen. Those are big money payouts.
But I thought it was kind of funny, just to just get that crazy with it.
I mean, and he got halfway there. It sounds like maybe closer.
Yeah, I talked to him this morning. He's like, "Yeah, I didn't make any money." It's like kind of like playing the lottery at that point.
I was gonna say it's like March Madness. You know, the secretary at the office wins it because she liked the uniform. You know, or the pictures. Luck. Not to compare you to the secretary, but I mean, as far as I'm sure he's more knowledgeable at football than you are. Is all I was thinking.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I had to ask you on Saturday what teams are playing. So.
Alex, did you watch?
I did watch, but like I was talking about before, I don't have a horse in this race, so I didn't really care who was doing well. My sister was rooting for the Chiefs, for Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, of course. But that was about it. So we were glad they won. That's about the extent of my story with it.
No, that's cool. I'm trying to think. I did ask you guys who would win, but I didn't write it down. Other than I know Jason told me on Saturday, but
I said the Niners. I was hoping for the Niners.
And Jaimen and Alex, did you guys both say the Chiefs?
I was rooting for the Niners.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I actually gave an answer.
Now that they both said Niners, I think you, just to be different, said Chiefs.
Yes, he did. I remember that now.
If I remember correctly, yeah. Which that makes sense. Okay. So Alex gets bonus point. No. That's bonus points for last quiz. It's worth 3 points. You win instead of Corey. Yay.
I just can't catch a
W. I was banking on the 3 bonus
just points. Just can't catch a break.
Yeah. The only other thing, unless anybody else has anything specifically football, I am kind of disappointed because this is like the dark time, for me at least. I'm not a huge hockey guy, and I'm not an NBA guy. I mean, I follow them as far as like I'll check the standings, but I don't watch them. And besides, this is the dog days of those 2 sports anyway, as far as, you know, it's too far from the playoffs and it's, you know, whatever. But I was very disappointed that they combine the 2, the XFL and the USFL, and they don't start till baseball season, basically, end of March, beginning of April.
Yeah. While we were having this conversation, I looked up when opening day was because, like, that's my next sports thing.
Now, today was like pitchers and catchers, and I think actually a couple teams yesterday because there's a early season game in like South Korea or someplace. But pitchers and catchers, and that's cool for a day, maybe 2. And then spring training is cool for, you know, watching a game, and then it's like, okay, now I'm going to move on because once there's a tie game or once you realize that in the 3rd inning, nobody that you know is playing, it really loses its shine. So really, for me, the next 6 weeks are dead time. And that new league doesn't start until baseball season picks up. And it's kind of disappointing in that regard for me, at least.
But there's Pro Tour on next weekend.
I'll be editing.
Yeah, Pat's going to be busy. Can't catch it. Sorry. I think his brother's moving or something that weekend.
Something, yeah.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I used to watch that stuff all the time. It's just, like Jaimen said, my cup, it's so filled with disc golf, you know? And 10 plus hours of editing is my cup, basically. I can't. And I guess I could have it on in the background or something, but no, I can't practice and I can't watch it or listen to podcasts. I used to listen to podcasts too all the time, but now I don't want to steal people's stuff.
You don't want to be influenced.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. I learned that from something else, probably Stern or Dan Patrick or something like that. Don't listen to anybody else because then you might steal their ideas inadvertently, you know.
That's a comedian thing.
All right. Well, that was all I had for football, unless anybody had anything.
The only thing that I'm pissed, and I'm sure by tomorrow when I go to work, there will have already been an upload on it. But like, there's got to be like compilation videos of every commercial, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I only watched like half the first quarter and most of the second quarter, so I missed out on all the commercials. But I think one of the first commercials I saw, and one of my favorite ones, was the Kawasaki commercial where it shows the two dudes like driving this side by side, and as soon as they turn the key on, they get a mullet. And they're driving by like a turtle on the side of the road. The turtle gets a mullet. The dog's getting a mullet. The bear they drive by is getting a mullet. Stone Cold Steve Austin's out there breaking rocks with a sledgehammer. He gets a mullet. And I'm like, hell yeah. See, this is why I own Kawasaki products. They get me.
They give you a mullet?
Well, I mean, I have a mullet. And I have a Kawasaki, so it's like perfect.
Anybody have a favorite other than Corey and Kawasaki?
Nope.
There was the Baja Blast one with the chick that's in Parks and Rec and Nick Offerman. Like, she's just running, I'm having a blast. That one was okay.
And now that one was funny because she's very like a dry type. You know, she's never excited. Is okay.
But it got better when like Nick Offerman joined. He's like, I'm also having a blast.
Yeah.
They brought the E-Trade babies back, that pickleball commercial.
Well, that could be a whole discussion about how pickleball is not a real sport.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the jokes that they were making too.
Yeah.
There was that weird ass Reese's commercial. What they're adding fucking caramel. Yeah, this is like we're changing this thing. And they're like, no, and lady throws herself out the window. Guy punches a hole in the wall, and then like, but it's just for whatever limited time. So they're like, yeah, and the guy's patching the hole back up. Lady throws her back to the house.
I was confused by that one. I don't know if like the Northeast was tested early on those or something, but like I was at the supermarket yesterday and those were in the like discount bin. Like a commercial about him on the Super Bowl. It was very, very confusing. Wait, what?
Already in the discount bin. So the commercial bombed horribly at some point.
That's like Niners jerseys going out to like. Do they still do that? They still like the losers Super Bowls merchandise.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Both champ jerseys for the losing team.
Yeah, some kid in Africa right now is walking around with a Christian McCaffrey MVP shirt on,
eating caramel Reese's.
Yeah, exactly.
On the subject of jerseys, this whole Taylor Swift thing's been really big. So somebody released a jersey that says "Go Taylor's boyfriend." Which works for me because my girlfriend's Taylor.
Oh, nice.
So, it's a nice little pick-me-up every now and then.
The one that I thought was really bad was the Dunkin' Donut one with. I mean,
yeah.
Oh,
can we stop with the Goodwill Hunting jokes now? Like Kevin Smith, I thought really dug those into the ground with what was it? Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh yeah.
They did a Goodwill Hunting 2 hunting season.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, well, that was also 20 years ago, and they're still. I mean, they're still doing the "How do you like them donuts?" or whatever. You know, like Brady and Damon. I was really cringing for those two having to be in it, but I'm sure they got paid. So
the Michael Cera CeraVe commercial.
I did like that one.
You didn't?
Oh, I did.
I was going to say, I thought that show was hilarious. Fuck, there was another one that I just had in my mind. No, Christopher Walken one.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's just talking like him. That was a solid contender.
I'm sure he gets that, like, actually in real life. I'm sure he doesn't go a week without hearing somebody do that.
Yeah.
Even if it's not to him, but near him or something.
Yeah.
The Temu commercial, I'm a little conflicted on. For a couple of reasons.
Because apparently it's Temu?
It's Temu, apparently. But, like, there's something about a company that's about, like, buying, like, cheap Chinese products on, like, kind of like America's biggest national holiday, the Super Bowl. Advertising clearly, like, borderline slave labor or slave labor products.
Well, wait, the halftime show was sponsored by Apple. So,
well, I know, and I made that comparison too. So, like, Apple people should know how this feels. But, like, one of the parts of the commercial, so it was like, oh, you could buy your son a skateboard for $1. Okay, now imagine this kid is riding with his friend that's got a skateboard that's legitimate, and he's riding $1 skateboard, and the thing just like explodes at him going down the hill, and now he's like injured for life. I understand shopping on Temu for things like a T-shirt, but I feel like there's certain things you shouldn't be paying $1 for when like the actual product is like hundreds of dollars.
Is it a bidding site?
I don't think it's a bidding site.
I think it's like a cheaper version of Amazon, basically.
Yeah, or like AliExpress, or is that what it is? AliExpress?
Alibaba. Yeah.
Alibaba. It's like Chinese direct to market. I don't know whatever the buzzwords are, but one of my buddies gets a lot of camping gear on there, and he like tests it and makes YouTube videos about it.
It's funny that you said you only watched like half of it, and you know more of the commercials than I do.
That's like the last one.
No, that's fine.
He's watching them all day at work.
No, I'm going to be. But I think when I was watching the Super Bowl, I was distracted while the game was on, but I was focused when the commercials were on.
I kind of was too.
Yeah.
They were probably the best two teams. Sorry, Jeff. But, neither of them really although I was probably like most of you guys, I was rooting for 49ers just because I like the fact of a dynasty, but I also like some parity.
As a Jets fan, dealt with the Patriots being like the dynasty for way too long. I'm tired of seeing dynasties. I want to see the Titans win the Super Bowl. Oh, okay. I want to see the Jets win the Super Bowl, and then the Titans win the Super Bowl.
As a Jets fan, I want to see the Titans win the Super Bowl.
What the?
I want to see the Giants get a quarterback, and then we'll worry about a Super Bowl.
I want to see them rename it to the Jet Stadium instead of referring to it as Giant Stadium. I want the Giants to start paying rent.
Well, it's called MetLife. That's closer to the Jets than Giants.
It's true, but I feel like most people still say Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
They're going to call it Jet Stadium. They better change the state to New Jersey, where it belongs.
The New Jersey
Jets. It'll be the New Jersey Jets. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it would make sense geographically.
The Giants build their own stadium up here in Albany, place of the old warehouse, the old city warehouse. That they're gonna try to tear down. That's gonna be a friggin' such a shit show.
Put it on the Hudson. Put it like right in the center of the Hudson, where it's really wide. Build up a whole thing.
Just
with that Bannerman Island.
Yeah. What is it called? Eminent domain. When like the government comes in, and, like close your houses down for a highway. Like, yeah, we're gonna put Giant Stadium up here. It's gonna be called Giant Stadium Island. Green Island isn't cool.
Any other commercials? Anything else on the Super Bowl? So I think maybe go do New York Team Challenge next. So Brian Bickersmith, he posted unofficial standings earlier. So I'm going off of that. Corey, do you want to start?
With how yeah, let me see if
those results showed up on our end of the world over here.
I'm sure the news travels fast.
We were confused.
I just scrolling through to see if there was anything worth knowing about before I start. Let me pull up Alex's picture.
That's what I was doing, yeah. I only see round 2 for J Park one, right?
I sent that one because it had the final scores, but they do have a photo for them.
Come on, Alex. So you getting comfortable now? 2023, Alex would have had this stuff all squared away, packaged nicely. Now he's gotten his award, and he's just getting lazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This looks familiar now. Oh yeah. Ooh. Here we go.
I didn't look at this one yet.
Oh, I saw this one before I got back for lunch.
Yeah, luckily I don't have service at J Park, so I was expecting. So, anyways, Team SPW Tower of Power came down to J Park. Both of us coming in as winless teams, so that means that one of us was going to leave with a win. Like everyone else's match, I'm sure the weather was amazing, close to 60 degrees. The park was looking really good. We had went out there the day before and saw that hole 36, which has been like unplayable for, I don't even know, months because of flooding, had kind of dried up. Jason Gorsuch, Brian Bickersmith, and Jason built them. We just helped carry. He built some nice bridges to get to like across some of the wet areas in front of the tee pad for the weekend. So the course is looking great. Before the round starts, the Beaver Dam had a little bit of a leakage issue and actually filled the ditch that goes alongside of hole 1 with water and then bled into this kind of like overflow area that has been created since they started building the bathroom. So the course didn't look as good on Saturday as it did on Friday, but
thanks, Harry. All his fault.
Singles matches went up. I was playing against Tim Goyette, who is, I would consider him actually a Hudson Valley Disc Golf podcast super fan. He is one half of Team Camel Case Corey from that one doubles tournament.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Super cool dude. Yeah. Loves listening to the podcast. So me and Alex Palnick played against Tim Goyette and Eric Struna. 2 good guys. So yeah, my match, it started off well. I feel like the first half of the round I was playing just fine. Didn't really do anything crazy. I think I was up a couple points. And then for some reason, I take that back. there was something very clearly wrong with the way I was throwing on Saturday. For some reason, I have no idea why, I was like just trying to smash every shot, which is totally unlike me because I can't smash distance usually. So I try to keep it a little more contained. But for whatever reason, I was like spraying and praying. So the first half of my round went okay. I had a couple points, but then the back half just ate me alive. And I just got outplayed. Tim outplayed the shit out of me. I was having a bad day. He was nailing his 25 footers. He was getting chances. There was a couple holes where he had a rough tee shot, but then had an amazing approach. So it comes down to like, I think the last 4 or 5 holes, and I'm down 1 or 2. And all I could think about is like, man, I might actually lose this match and I get my first win. Like should have been planned. And a hole goes by and we push, and then a hole goes by and we push, and then like now it's like, I think we had 4 holes left. Hole 4 at J Park is a forehand shot, and Tim previously had told me he doesn't throw forehand, so I'm like, okay, I'm like guaranteed this one. He laces a backhand, I fuck up my forehand, and I think he takes a stroke on me where it should have at worst been a push. Now it's like 3 holes left. I'm down 2. We pushed the next hole because I couldn't get off the tee pad. And then now we have 2 left. I'm like, okay, now I definitely can't get a win. And I think he beat me there too. Either way, actually the short would be right here. 2 up. Yeah. So he ends up beating me 2 up.
Yeah. So it would have been a push if he was up 2, right?
Yeah.
In order to get to 2 up from there, you would have had to win 1 and then lose 1.
Yeah. So then the whole time thinking like, well, this is going to be interesting to walk back to the pavilion. I had to do something on the way to the pavilion, and so I wasn't going to be the first one back. So I think Tim and Eric got there first, and so obviously their team asked how to go, and that's when the news dropped, and I'm like, damn, I don't even want to know what I'm about to be dragged through. So as the matches came through, I was the only loss on the board, and I'm like, no way, bro. Tell me I couldn't even get a win, but not only that, I'm the only loss in singles. And then I was saved by Melissa, which I think she might have known that I appreciated that I was not the only loss, but that definitely felt better that I was not the only loss, because that would have just felt even worse. Kevin Cranky was kind of busting my balls, and I'm like, Kevin, listen, dude, I feel like you would have beat me today. Like I would have lost. They could have put me against any person on your team. I would have lost. There is some weird curse or aura going. I'm going on Amazon after this, and I'm buying myself a Himalayan salt crystal because there's got to be something behind those things, and I think I need it, especially before we go to Burbine and Prospect against Chatham Hills. I have 2 more chances left to not just finish the season like I told you.
For the season.
Yeah, that can't happen. I don't care what I got to do next match, but I'm about to start straddling some lines of like, is this legal or not? I mean like mind games, not like foot faulting and stuff like that.
Tanya Harding.
yeah. But anyways, yeah, so the rest of the team played really well in singles. It was nice to have a warm day for crock pots and not needing a fire pit. There was plenty of food. Oh, and Tim Goyette also brought a box of Gushers, which definitely was nice. I mean, he didn't have to bring a box of Gushers. He was in the home team, but I know a lot of people appreciated those, myself included.
Well, he played like the home team.
Yeah, he really did.
Wow.
So yeah, then doubles went out, and I again played with Alex Helnick, and we played again against Eric Struna, but also this time Nick Alcatraz, which I know I've met before this, but I don't know if I've ever actually played with him or seen him play. And this dude was amazing me how far he can bomb a forehand, like nonchalantly, just like full flex, 400 foot easy. So it was really fun to play against those guys. Alex and I kind of had a shaky start, but we kind of were picking up a stroke here and there along the way, and I think we ended up winning by 5 strokes and through the tied for second hottest round, I believe, next to the threesome, the 6-person card that Brian Bickersmith played on. So I definitely played better in doubles, got my ass kicked in singles. Surprise, surprise, the streak continues. Happy to provide free entertainment and low effort jokes and memes for people. That's what I'm here for.
Had you won in doubles previously?
Yeah, I just haven't won a singles match.
Oh, okay.
I've pushed 2 and lost all the other ones.
So you haven't lost them all, you just haven't won yet.
I just haven't won any, yeah.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
It's not as bad, but feels the same.
So in round 1, Jorah Lehman's Garage won 16-2, and then 17.5-0 for a total of 33.5-2. That's not bad for your first win.
Yeah, guys are fun to hang out with. So, I mean, they're definitely the underdogs. I guess it's not really a surprise, but those guys and gals are all super fun to hang out with. They have a couple people that come out from the Central New York area. Some guys that play like Bomber Dubs that you mentioned on last week in disc golf. So cool of them to make the drive out. And finally got a win as a team.
I'm laughing because Alex, when he posts the results, he does it on our little chat, and Josh Wynn is on there. And once he posted Corey's first round result, he said, "Hi, Corey." And Corey's response was, "Not now, I'm working." So who do you got next?
Is our neutral?
Neutral is after the March.
Okay, yeah. So we have, I think we're playing Burbine at Burbine next. And Pat, I don't know if you remember how your March match was like at Burbine.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Okay, so you guys played in 2 feet of snow, and everyone except for Minnesota Rob, maybe, or rest of the Mississippi Rob. Our winter here so far has been pretty mild. That's not a great sign for escaping feet of snow in March.
And just to reiterate, I don't know if I was very clear the first time. I'll play in snow. It was the surprise of the snow. You know what I mean? That nobody was like, "Hey, there's a foot of snow here, by the way." And like 2 miles down the road, there is not. It's like it fell in that forest, and that's it. At least from my perspective, my year-old memory, that's how I remember it.
So that's our next move.
And before we move on from this match, I do want to point out we had a representative from the Potts clan playing for J Park.
Yes.
Dell went undefeated on the day. Might be undefeated in general in Team Challenge now that I think about it.
I need her to give me some tips. Maybe it's I didn't have any of those cookies.
Yeah, she brought cookies and somehow brought some back. I don't know how you guys didn't eat all of them.
Well, because I also brought Utica Half Moons. So I was trying to see some.
And there were Gushers, Alex.
There was Gushers.
What about Uncrustables?
There was no Uncrustables. Yeah, I should have put a box of those. I slacked.
We had them at CPS. Somebody brought them.
Top tier.
Kyle did. He brought them and then complimented himself on bringing them. Just for the record.
I didn't know he was the one that brought them.
I didn't catch that part.
I should say that's what I gathered from the situation. But Kyle bringing Uncrustables for a spread makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I know he didn't bring the chicken tenders, so that's the only thing that's left.
Of course, that's the only thing that's left when Jaimen shows up.
Did that really happen?
No.
Yeah, he's either eating chicken tenders or Uncrustables, and those are the only two
options. Yeah, those are the only two things he's capable of making. No, actually, Tim Giardini made a ridiculously good Indian dish that I still have a 1-gallon Ziploc bag full of in my refrigerator. Thank you, Lisa, for the giant plastic bag.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
I think I got a little ahead of it, though.
Alex, who did you guys have? Chatham Hill.
We had Saratoga Revolution, and I apologize. I'm still getting over a cold, so if I have to cough for a second, I might be pausing a bit.
Where are you and Jaimen hanging out at?
Yeah, right.
We played at Stony Hill and had a good day overall. Definitely felt like we could have won, spoiling the end a bit, but we ended up losing by 2 points, which is very frustrating. But, that's how it goes sometimes. I'm a little bit disappointed because I got myself sick on Thursday and was still fighting it off on Saturday. And I did not play well myself, either in singles or doubles. And if I had played a little bit better, we might have gotten there. But, you can't think about what ifs and stuff like that too much. But overall, proud of the team. We were down after singles and had to come back and win 6 out of 9 in doubles, and we got 5 out of 9. There was one match still out there. It was Ryan Yadow and Ryan Jeske versus Tucker and Brandon Medina. And they came in, and the very last ones, and Tucker and Brandon had it, which was, disappointing. But, it's always exciting when it comes down to that last match. Whoever had won that one was going to win overall. You don't have that happen all the time, so that's exciting.
Thank you. They got you 11-7 in the first round.
Yep.
And then 10-8, you guys got them. Nice.
Yeah. And not a ton of extra stories. We're still playing the Storm layout because 1 and 2 are still gone. The island holes were not very home field advantage, at least for me. I threw it out of bounds twice. So that's always disappointing.
Do I see Mindy Potts played?
Yeah.
And won both matches?
Yeah, she won both, which was good.
Just mentioning all the pots that are winning. We got to
Yeah,
balance.
yeah. No, we had 4 wins and 2 losses, and I had both of those losses.
You're the Corey of the Pots family. Boom.
Yeah, this month.
Wow.
Sorry, Corey.
Yeah, that is cold, Pat. Wow, I wouldn't even said that to him.
For the day.
The day. Corey for a day. Corey Potts. All right.
We haven't gotten to our match yet, so
Yeah.
there might have been more than one Corey for the day. That's all I'm saying.
I came into this one thinking we were going to get, maybe not crushed, but pretty solidly beat. So I'm proud of my disc golf team for doing as well as they did.
I just realized that like 25% of the Mind Kill team is on this podcast right now.
I mean, they were, 3-1 going into it, right? The Revolution?
Yeah, but I mean, just looking at the scores at the end, we were that close. Just took one match going the other way. Even in singles, if we had won a singles instead of lost it, that would have been a 2-point flip, which would have tied us at the end.
Heck yeah.
Oh, well, it makes scheduling tournaments a bit easier because I don't think I need to have to worry about finals.
Somebody posted, isn't there's a tournament on that day? Is it one of the
Fools Fest?
Flex series.
Just got Flex and Fools Fest.
Which Fools Fest is it? AM?
I want to say AM side.
All right. Well, we'll get into the Mind Kill one, but so Wilcox, who did they play? The Beast?
Burbine.
And where was that? Does anybody know?
At Wilcox.
We got that one. Oh, we do. Burbine. Well, it looks like Wilcox had him 13.5 to 3.5 at the half, a lot of halves, and 12.5 to 5 in doubles. So they beat him 26 to 8.5. So, Jason, that Wilcox team scare you yet?
Yeah, I mean, Wilcox has got a really strong team this year.
All right. You're like Tony Romo there with the... No. All right, then that brings us to CPS against the Whips at Central Park.
Yeah.
What do you got, Jason?
So we played the reigning champions for New York Team Challenge, CPS Rosebuds. Going into it, looking at their rosters, they have a really solid roster. They actually outrate us on paper PDGA ratings. And I think they just had a really tough start to their schedule because I think they've been kind of underrated this season. They had to play Wilcox at home, which is tough to beat. And they lost to Burbine by, I think, like half a point at Burbine.
So they were 2-2 going into this match.
Yeah, and the 2 losses they had are understandable losses. So thought we had our work cut out for us. After the first round, I was feeling pretty confident. We did pretty good matchups, and we're winning 10.5 to 6.5. Then for the second part, we had an odd number of people. So there was some conversations between the captains about whether we should do singles or triples. And I had got the sense that they were going to do singles. And so my strategy was to kind of try to push for 3 mixed cards. And they hoodwinked me and threw out this really powerful triples team in the middle of the matchups, which wasn't expecting at all. And so with Dave Hudson and Mike Weiss, basically the 2 guys that are like unbeatable at CPS in the triples, I didn't really think I could beat that. So I had to try to win as many of the doubles matches as I could, which with the half point out there was challenging. Long story short, they ended up surprising me on a lot of the matches, came through. It was really close. There was 3 matches that went to a playoff, 3 matches that were within 1 point, and the other one was within 2 points. That's not counting the triples, but so really close match. Had a lot of fun. They're great hosts. I think their spread was amazing. It was much better than I was expecting. They had like some ribs. They had like these sandwich sliders, all sorts of crock pots. They had some cans of beer there. Definitely impressed with spread. They did a really great job with that.
About that beer, we're going to be getting some of that for the Disc Captains match because it was like, it just looked like a normal IPA and they were 9.5%.
Dang.
Like some people really liked them. For me personally, I thought it was like fruit juice and whiskey mixed together.
Yeah, it reminded me of the same kind of formula of like Not Your Father's root beer.
Oh my God, I fucking miss those things. Oh, I crushed those.
How did we not know this?
Dude, I forgot all about those.
Corey, do you have root beer?
Yeah. I
do. You have vodka?
I'm sure I do, but those were so good. The beverage company I worked for, we were the sellers of them. So like and then they came in the cans, but the bottles were way better. And there'd be times I'd get out of work at like 5 o'clock in the morning because I work nights. So I would just like watch Netflix and drink half a 6-pack of Not Your Father's root beer, because anything more than that would give you a severe stomach ache from all the sugar in there.
One of them would give me a hangover just from all the sugar.
Sorry, that was a core memory.
I like learning new things about Corey. I didn't know you ever
those
worked
are
at
so
a beverage company. So, yeah, they were just like really strong. They weren't great beers, I didn't think, but they were effective.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to get a couple of those and like take a picture and send them to the Disc Captains group chat the night before and say, hey, don't drink these.
I did have one before the round 2 matchups. Maybe that had something to do with it. But overall, I thought the weather was great. The hospitality was great. It sucks that we lost our undefeated season, but all we got to do is win the next 2 matches and we're still in first. So again, I hope to go strong at Saratoga and Wilcox next month.
How was your round, Jaimen?
Pretty good. My first round was super fun. I got to play against Dave Hudson, which is always a blast. He's just so much fun to play with. I was able to kind of keep it together, made a couple big putts, which was nice. I feel like my putting's really starting to gel. And the fact that it's the beginning of February, that's awesome. I'm really excited about it. So I was able to beat him at his home course, but he has some medical things that were keeping him from playing at 100%. And then doubles, we played against Bohanski and Chris Dahl, who are both disc captains. I think there were a lot of disc captains against disc captains matches at our match.
Yeah.
That's half of Boherski?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And we had them for most of the round. They made one big mistake on hole 18. That was a 2-stroke swing. They both threw it out of bounds on 18 into the stream, which is very uncharacteristic. Yeah. Yeah. It was like, this is after we started on hole 9 and they started with a birdie on that hole. I was like, well, shit, this is going to be hard. So through that whole back 9, they had us by a stroke, and then they went OB on 18 and we took a birdie on it. And then after that, we just kind of kept it going until we got back to hole 8, and Chris made his like third 50-foot putt of the round or something like that and cashed in a birdie when we saved our par and pushed it to a 4-hole playoff that we ended up losing on, I want to say it's hole 12, that hole up the hill over by the hospital before the par 4. Yeah, we just kind of missed a makeable putt. It was like a maybe 25-footer uphill. Brendan hit a little bit low. I hit a little bit right, and they were parked for it. So that was a no-brainer for them. But it was a good match. Both super fun guys to play with. The whole card was all day. Great group of people. It sucked getting beat by a former whip, but you know, that's especially when you come back and see it's that close. You're like, oh man, every freaking stroke counted, and we just missed it.
How was your day, Jeff?
It started off good. I won my singles match.
You played, is it Doug Ionen?
I played Doug Ionen. I played him before. I've played with him before at other tournaments. And he was a blast to play with. We went back and forth quite a bit. His putting failed him most of the game. I couldn't miss a fairway to save my life to start the round. And that also seemed to be the case in the second round, as Pat said, called it. But none of us could hit a putt to save our lives. No. And we were outgunned from the get-go. Even my trash talking from the get-go didn't affect them, not one bit. And at some point in time, I forgot to hydrate. So by the time we finished up and when I got back to the car, I was about ready to drop. I went through 2 bottles of water and a Gatorade, a protein bar in a matter of about 2 minutes to keep from falling over. Basically, I was in rough shape. We got back for a minute there.
Yeah, when Dave was talking about how he was injured, and I have no doubts that he was, because you can kind of tell there was some hesitancy on certain things, but he was still able to hit a couple, circle 2 putts, so he wasn't hurt that bad, Dave.
Yeah, putts weren't hurt, drives were.
Yeah.
What the hell hole did he just throw it off the tee? He just kicked it off the tee, basically. I can't remember what hole that was, where he just threw it like 8 feet out in front of the tee pad. I mean, they were stacked. That triples thing. If they threw that out and surprised you, Jason, I totally understand how we ended up against them.
Yeah. Well, I hope you had fun.
I had fun.
I don't think you were going to beat a 46. So
no, we should have been a lot closer. We missed 4 putts at least. So 3 of us. That was the thing.
James hit an ace, and we still got smoked.
We still got smoked. Yeah, James hit an ace on 11. And he was one of 5 aces over the course of one of 4 aces that day. There were 3 of them at Central Park. Bohanski hit one the first round, but he wasn't in the ace pot. Somebody, a casual player coming from Glens Falls, I think, came down here to play Central Park and got an ace. And then James Scow got an ace. And then Charles Gordon got one at Stony Kill, but he wasn't in the ace pot.
Yeah, that one was after their round. Somebody had won that match, and they were just playing out the rest of the holes. So even if he was in the ace spot, it wouldn't have mattered.
But it was a first throw,
Yeah.
so it kind of counts as an ace and ace.
Yeah, it's an ace. It just
It's like a legit ace, but it's not a money ace.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part. Anyhow, we had fun at Central Park. Like I said, I'll repeat what Jaimen and Jasan said. The food spread was dynamic. Plenty of 5-star dishes out there. Dave Hudson, with all his medical issues, put out some killer ribs to the tune where I actually took a picture of the sauce that he used. That's how good they were. It's like, I've got to get me some of that sauce. So, yes, everything was good. There was a Mike Schwartz sighting, too. He did show up. Apparently to take credit for food that he made that Lisa brought.
Before the round, I was talking to Ryan, and he was telling me about some drama on a New Jersey Team Challenge site about somebody putting up like the worst player imaginable against like the best player kind of thing. And my feeling on that is, you know what? As long as the guy is cool with it, the really bad player is cool with it, as long as he doesn't have to do it every week, because that's no fun. Mix that up. I'm sure you got 3 or 4 guys that suck. Rotate them each week, something like that.
Kind of all depends on the other team as an entirety kind of thing. They got their Simon Lizotte on the team kind of thing. It's like, you got to get lucky. And they throw Simon up first, and you're able to do that. Because it's like, well, I got somebody that's 15 rating points below that person, but that's the best I can do. And it made that win. So might as well just take that loss out of the picture. Throw your 880 rated player at that 1,000 rated player. So that, you know.
Absolutely.
But, Pat, on Saturday, just to be clear, I did expect you to beat Tim J. Okay, just
well, I did not play particularly well when I saw the name, and I don't know Tim from Adam. I just assume I say his name a lot on the podcast as far as winning shit. So going in, I was just like 1 hole at a time.
He's a legend. So
we had 3 holes to go. He had me by 2, and I had like an 8-footer. And he felt the need to remind me that if I miss this, the match is over.
Oh, that's just Tim shit talk. That's just Team Challenge shit talk.
Which is fine, because that means he was scared, at least a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have said anything.
Hey, he played most of the round.
Going into it, I was like, let me get to 12, 13, you know? And then I'm like, hey, I might actually be able to, you know, get most of these. And then nerves probably took over at the end there.
Yeah. Well, Pat, in the camp of people who have been beaten by Tim, every single other person on this podcast has been beaten by Tim, as well as Barry Schultz. So we're in good company.
Whoa.
And then the second round, I see we're playing against Dave Hudson, and I'm like, all right, this is going to be a fun round. That card was great, though. Those guys, everybody. But it was my second sixum, so that was probably if I had a complaint, but yeah. And then honestly, I was like, oh, we got 3 guys on my team. I ain't got to do shit. I was not right. I was incorrect with that assessment, but you know, it's still fun. I wish I had played better.
You can send any complaints to the commissioner.
Oh, absolutely. Did we mention that? So it was 10.5 to 6.5 after 1, and they won 18.5 to 15.5.
Yeah, the ladies decided since it was foregone conclusion to just push and each take a point.
Well, how does the scoring work? You were talking about 3 singles matches versus a triples match. How does the scoring work on that?
Well, it would be a singles and a doubles.
Oh, okay.
So basically, if you have an odd number of people, you have to do something with the extra person. So one option is you can just have them play singles stroke play, and you know the winner gets 1 point, or you could combine them into another doubles and do triples, and then the winner of the triples gets 3 points.
Okay. It's a lot of eggs in one basket, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I was kind of advocating for the triples initially because I think the pace of play is faster. If you have a doubles card with somebody playing just single stroke play, that tends to go slower unless you separate the people and just have them play on their own card.
Yeah, there's no reason you can't have the singles players play singles alone, even though they'll be sitting there waiting. You know, they're going to catch up to a card and be fucking waiting behind them because they're going to play lightning fast. But since you have somebody from both teams on one card, 1 versus 1,
yeah,
there's no room for bad things to happen.
But yeah, it was good. A good chance I think we'll see the CPS in finals. It's hard to say who's going to get that 4th spot, but I think CPS is going to be a pretty good contender.
Who else has a shot?
It's a good question.
I'd say Burbine has the best shot right now.
Yeah, I think Burbine, Saratoga, and CPS are all going to be fighting for the bottom 2 spots. And I mean, I might be, I don't know, counting my eggs before they hatch, but
yeah, we got to win that neutral match.
If we want to get first place, we have to beat Saratoga and Wilcox. I think if we don't beat one of them, we're still in finals, but we're not going to have that 1 seed. And with the way the charter was revised so that there's only 2 matches in finals, the seeding does matter, because if you lose a match, whoever has the better seed is going to get second. I didn't explain that very well, but there's not like a third round to decide the.
So you don't have to win twice to win finals?
You have to win twice, but in order to get second place, that's just going to be out of the people that got 1 win, 1 loss. Whoever has the better seed gets second.
Yeah, so nobody's playing 3 rounds.
Right.
Oh, I didn't realize
So
that.
seeding's a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So as it stands, you got Tower Power at 0-6, the Chatham Hill Country Club in 7th place, 1-4. Jura Lehman's Garage also at 1-4 in 6th place. The Beast of Burbine at 3-3 are in 5th. Central Park Roses at 3-2 in 4th. Saratoga Revolution at 3rd place at 4-1. Minekill 2nd place at 4-1, and the Wilcox Widowmakers 5-0. Anything else on Team Challenge? No. Okay. I got this last week in disc golf, but I did want to, before I put up a poll last week because we talked about the worst backup hole in the Hudson Valley. So looking at the results, I was actually surprised. Camp Golf, hole 18, it says 1%, but no votes.
Oh yeah, mine says 0%.
Rounding error.
Twice as high a percentage at 2%. Any hole behind Adam Dahl. Got 1 vote. A couple at 3%. I guess Jack only 1 vote, but it got 3%. So Jack is worth an extra percent more than Adam Dahl. He got FDR hole 4. Warwick hole 14 also had 1 vote. Ivan Marmota, and that one somehow got 3%. Camp Gaw hole 15 got 4 votes. Brian Heller, Will Byrne, John Hafner, and Phil Raskinator. Stony Kill hole 6 got 5 votes. Jason Gorsage, Sean Patrick, Gene Gierka, Mike Warner, and Kevin Cronky. Heiser Creek hole 12 got 14 votes.
Of course. Biggest weight in friggin' disc golf.
But at 43% of the vote, hole 36 at J Park.
Yeah, I'm not buying that bullshit.
No? You don't agree?
I mean, I feel like having played hole 12 at Heiser Creek, both holes at Camp Gaw, those 3 definitely, oh my God, way worse than hole 36.
Did I say Heiser Creek got 14 votes and J Park got 20 votes?
Yeah. I feel like it's partially just like hole 36 out of all those holes probably gets played the most frequently, especially in competitive play. I mean, doubles leagues, team challenge, it's just got a lot more competitive play on it than a lot of those other holes. Heiser Creek gets competed on 2 times a year.
Camp Gaw, same thing.
Yeah.
And you don't even get to play the entire ones, right? Are 15 and 18 different or no?
The only layouts that use 15 and 18 on the hill is blues and blacks, and that they are only used for maybe a monthly, once or twice a year, that I don't know about, but the only tournament that uses them is Mighty Gaw in May. Gaw Green stays off the hill.
Okay.
Maybe the experience factors in, because if you go to Heiser and wait on 12, you get to watch people bomb down the hill. Same thing at Mighty Gaw. But at hole 36 at J, you're like just sitting there in the mosquito-infested swamp, and then people get cold, and they just hit the first tree available, and you're like, watch move up 50 feet, and you're like, this sucks.
Yeah, you're right.
You're staring at this gap that you don't want to have to throw at.
Yeah, then 20 minutes later, you're stiff and try to get on the tee pad.
Yeah. Hole 18 at Mighty Gaw, you can see the skyline of the city also if you walk to the left a little bit.
That's cool.
And you could sit there, spend half your time taking pictures, which some people do. But yeah, you're right. That J Park hole, it's kind of like you're kind of funneled through, and there's not a lot of hang area.
Yeah. I do think there's bigger backups at Heiser, though, because the last year we had the entire MPO field waiting.
Which I way over exaggerated and said there were like 4 cards. There was literally 9 of us. I don't know, said that's 4 or 5 cards.
We were waiting, watching Ams throw. So that's what, 4 cards?
Oh yeah, because we were all there, but there was a card ahead of us.
Yeah. I don't think been anywhere else where there's 4 cards on a tee.
Yeah, that's probably a big part of it too. Is there's such a gap in between hole 12 and hole 17 that you're not going to be watching players in a close division to you playing hole 17 while you're on hole 12.
True. Yeah.
So you're waiting for a lot more throws theoretically.
Yeah. 17 can get pretty hairy.
Anybody short left is looking.
Yep.
That just makes things longer yet.
Kenji did throw a vote in for hole 8 at the Northeast Disc Golf Expo. Jaimen, would you agree on that one?
Yeah. There's probably 15 people on that hole at one time. It's like a whole bunch of holes that are like sub 200-ish. And then that hole all of a sudden is like 330. So it's like an absolute monster on that layout. But it's because everybody only brought one putter.
Well, like I said, I just wanted to talk about that because I got 46 votes, which is like twice as many as I expected. So,
Well, yeah, tell your lady players that the Atlantic Breeze is open for registration for them.
You just did. You just told all our lady listener.
Our lady listener.
Oh, you know what else, Jason? You hadn't been on in a few weeks. I did want to talk about. You posted a poll for disc choice.
Oh yeah, so I posted a poll on the Discap Facebook page about everybody's favorite disc brand, I think, or manufacturer. Mm-hmm. And I kind of pre-populated things because I didn't want to get all sorts of random stuff in there. So I looked at like the top companies from some survey recently, and I was really curious to see. I had kind of assumed that Innova would be pretty high up there, but I've been seeing a lot of MVP discs around, and yeah, sure enough, they were way up there in second. Some other surprises were I thought Latitude 64 would have been way higher than Westside, and I think Westside came in third.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks now, so
it's going to have to go pretty far back.
I'm trying to track down the post.
Freaking buried.
When I saw it, I'm like, oh, I got to think, because like most people, you get a mixed bag. I think I ended up with Innova because two discs I throw the most are a T-Bird and a AVR X3.
Does it come up in order on your guys'?
No,
it does not. It's complete fucking clusterfuck.
Yes, somebody sent me the poll, like a screenshot, and theirs was in order. That's why I was wondering if it's just mine or not. All right, yeah, so I'll go through it quick. So at the top of the list, with 30% of the votes, is Innova. In second, with 19%, is MVP/Axiom. And then in third place, I think that's 9% with Westside, which that's kind of surprising to me. And then Discraft with 8% and Latitude 64 with 7%.
I see Jaimen and Kyle voted for Clash.
Yeah, 2%. 285 votes, too. So pretty good sample size here. Thought Discraft would have been higher.
Yeah, I would expect it to be higher, too. But MVP's a new wave, right? That's kind of how Discraft blew up, was a bunch of fanboys were created. And now that all fanboys are flocking to MVP.
I see Jaimen voted for 2. He also voted for MVP.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got 4. I put in the ones that I have discs in my bag, right?
Makes sense.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I was all like, well, what do I throw by percentages? You know, I'm throwing another vote for Gateway. I just skewed the vote.
If I had to guess as to what happened as far as popularity, there was a whole bunch of people who jumped on when Paul Macbeth went to Discraft. And then, this past year, he hasn't been putting up the results that he once did. And, people like Simon and, James Conrad with the Holy Shot really shot MVP into the spotlight. So those people who tend to be, quote unquote bandwagon fans, not to disparage them for their disc choices or whatever, but people who are, always excited to jump on the newest hot thing kind of shifted from Discraft to the MVP Axiom Streamline set. I don't know that for a fact. Just seems like that's what happened in my mind.
They do have kind of a novelty too, like the overmolds, and their style of disc is different than any other company on the list, which I think is definitely
they're
helpful.
Easy to pick out. If somebody's throwing an MVP disc, they're throwing an MVP disc.
Yeah.
Like even in flight, a lot of the times you can tell, that looks different from, a non-overmold disc.
Yeah, it's because it's right in the middle of the fairway. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, if I was new to the sport too, and like you see this, plethora of discs, there's just hundreds of them. They kind of stand out from the other ones. So that might help too. It's like, oh, these are the ones with the black ring or white ring around the edge.
They do tend to like stand out. It's not like two similar colors. It's usually like green and black, or
they're contrasting.
That's the word.
Yeah, they're doing really good business, because I've been talking to Alex a couple months ago about just trying to do some disc orders for some other stuff I'm working on. And I mean, they are like sold out of everything, and they get certain molds in, but they just seems like they're really back ordered.
Yeah.
Other companies like Innova's caught up since the pandemic. They pretty much have their full lineup. No real back issues there.
Right about when MVP started to recover from pandemic levels of demand, we had James Conrad hit the Holy Shot and then Simon signing like back to back. And now we've got Eagle signing. So, they've been trying to ramp up production from what I've seen in their newsletters and such, but it's tough to keep up with things.
Didn't they have like some issue with their factory or something too?
If I remember correctly, they had some permitting issues. Like they had it built, but they couldn't use it because they didn't have the right approval for use or whatever it is that they were looking for. I think that's figured out at this point so that they can start, stockpiling a bit more. But this is, half remembered things from their lab report from a couple months ago or, one of their posts or newsletters. So MVP, you should sponsor me and then give me all this information so I can share it with people.
Don't worry, Jason. I'll edit out the part where you said you were going to order some stuff from MVP so you get that Innova sponsorship. I don't want to jeopardize that.
Jess has got it.
Yeah, right. You probably get all the perks without having to keep your bag all Innova, right?
Yeah. I just can't find an Innova putter I like yet.
Have you tried a bullfrog?
I have not. No.
You should really try a bullfrog.
Dude, I mean, you said you haven't tried it yet.
I haven't. I don't know if they have bullfrogs available for custom stamp. Otherwise, I would have got that.
Just got that spreadsheet just today for the Breeze. I didn't look into the putter area.
The Breeze is the reason why I got into bullfrogs, is because I feel like I went to the first 3 Breezes and they kept having these bullfrogs in the players pack. I'm like, screw it, I'll get another one.
Something viciously overstable for the winds out there.
I was just tired of putting with aviars, try something new, and I had 3 bullfrogs. Like, I'll try these. So it's actually Jeff's fault.
I'll take the blame.
The thing I'm really picky about with putters is the plastic, though. And I love Innova's plastic for drivers and mids, but I really like a firm but grippy plastic.
XT, baby. What do you mean?
XT, there you go. Nexus or XT.
That's the only thing bullfrogs come in. XTs.
XT's good. I like XT, but sometimes it's a little soft.
I feel like I'm getting you. I'm starting to sell. I can feel it.
He's weakening.
Yeah, I can get a bullfrog in his bag. Just give me some more time.
But yeah, I did place an order a few weeks ago. Should be coming in the next week or two. I updated the 2024 disc cap area map with a couple new courses. And this year I'm trying something new. I'm trying a multi-foil stamp. So it actually has 2 different foils. So I did the major bodies of water, like the Mohawk, the Hudson, Lake George, some other lakes and stuff in one foil, and then the other stuff in a different one. So curious to see how it comes out. Should have those next couple weeks.
Who'd you vote for, Jeff?
What?
Who'd you vote for?
Am I allowed to tell the host? That's a stupid question.
All right. Last week in disc golf, February 5th to 11th, Monday, February 5th, 9-pin Cider Disc Golf Putting League, week 5 of 6. They had 61 players this week, Corey. I think, what was it, 55 last week? So they've gone up. In the casual round, Brandon Klein came in 3rd place with 12 points, and Nick Cardone and Greg Thies tied for the lead with 16 points. In the paid league, looks like Mark Bryan had 12 points, got him $10. Had 3 players at 14 points, got him $15. That is Chris Santo, Derek Stikzinski, and Ryan Martin. 2nd place with 15 points, Joe Karen. And your winner with 16 points, Corey's opponent, Nick at Cats Alcatraz. Got $35.
Nice.
Nick Cardone got 30. Heck yeah. So like I said, they got 1 week to go. Best 5 weeks. As of right now, Ryan Jeski's in 3rd with 67 points. Ryan Martin in 2nd with 72. And your leader at 80 points, Joe Karen. And there were 2 aces this week, Kyle Dewin and Derek Stikzinski.
Wait, is it Stikzinski or just Stasinski?
Stasinski.
Damn it. I put a space to do sticks and then Zinski. Damn you. I'm sticking with it. I don't care.
No, that's his nickname. Yeah, no, you know how to say his name. You were just saying his nickname, Stikzinski.
Yeah.
Sticky. Sticky.
I don't like those ones.
Sticky. Tuesday, February 6th, there was nothing. Wednesday, February 7th, Deadbeat Doubles, Antonio Albert smoked Jack Bradley 8-6 in some match play, it looks like. Northway Putting League, Winter 2024, Week 10. Juniors had 3 players. Maceo came in 3rd, Ryder in 2nd, and Granger came in 1st. Overall, 3rd place is Grayson, 2nd place Maddox, and your leader, Granger. He's been in the lead most of the season. Women had 29 players, 3 of which were new. Tie for 3rd with Rachel R. and Amanda D. Meredith F. in 2nd, and Caitlin Clay is your winner. The overall, Kat Bemis in 3rd with 59 points, Carly Calzada in 2nd with 61, and Caitlin Clay with a 105, running away. Men, 76 players, 5 of which were new. Looks like a 4-way tie for 3rd with 12 points. Cody M., Joe Karen, Ryan Jeski, and Dean R. Dean R. all had 12 points. Second place, Joe Riley at 13. And your winner with 15 points, Dave S. I didn't hear Jaimen Hume this week. Did you have an off week?
No, that was a really hard layout. I felt like I actually did pretty good. I was only 4 off the win. But yeah, it was just tough. It was a lot of like dumpy hyzers. So you needed something that was going to run out of steam and moved left a lot. My problem was I couldn't putt soft enough. My discs were fading out a little too straight. So I probably should have gone out to my car and grabbed like a Zone or a Toro and putted with that on those holes.
Or a Bullfrog?
Yeah, or a Bullfrog, yeah. Where's Corey when you need him? I think there was like 4 holes where that was the right shot, and I didn't have it at all. And so I blanked 5 of the holes, which is...
Unlike you.
Yeah, that's 20 possible points right there. So yeah, it was not a very pretty putting thing for me, but it was good for me to go, oh shit, I really need to work on this. So it was good to kind of find a weak spot in my putting. It's not a putt that I need very often, but it is a putt that you need sometimes, so I need to work on it. I didn't do too well in the standings, but I did manage to gain some ground on the people I needed to gain some ground on. So I think that was still a successful night for me.
Yeah, because that guy Dave S., he's not a regular, so...
Yeah, I actually have no idea who Dave S. is. I'm glad he's not a regular because he's got some really hot scores on there.
Yeah, it looks like he's only been to 5 of the 10.
Yeah.
And you were only 1 point off, you know what I mean? 13 points and a bunch of guys at 12, and you were at 11, so...
Yeah, I was right there in the mix. Just, you know, there was 1 or 2 holes that I really felt like I should have got some on, and I got none on, and that was the difference. You know, if I had gotten 1 or 2 on that, I would have been second or third.
The overall looks like Tyler Calzada now in third at 134, Joe Riley at 137 in second place, and Jaimen with the 151 in the lead. And just to reiterate, you guys both have a 0. Joe hasn't missed a week yet, so he hasn't had any drops either. So.
Yep. Yeah, the way that works is we're actually taking a break for Valentine's Day. So Joe, his next round, if he shoots better than a 10, he'll get however much better than a 10 added onto his score. So he could shoot a 20 and only get a 10-point jump. But me and Tyler are still filling in that the
0.
Yeah, so that'll probably shake up the standings a good amount. We'll see what happens with that. Looks like 3 out of the top 5 are still missing a week. So there's still some jockeying to be done.
Some suspense that we'll have to wait a couple weeks for.
Yep.
And it looks like Jason Gorsuch got $74 with the ace this week.
That's two aces in a week.
Did he say somewhere that he got 3 aces? Did he ace at the monthly?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, maybe I'm making that up, but at first, I know he's just been acing all over the place.
Pretty sure he's got 2 aces in the past week or 2 at Prospect, and then also the putting the guys.
You know, I wish this guy would save some for the rest of us. What the hell, man?
All right, so Thursday, Wedge Putting League. Again, I'm a week behind. Week 4 was February 4th. They had 30 players. They got a new MA4 division. Billy Blade came in third, Dave Merlin second, and Crispy J came in first. Or they tied. I'm not sure. They got the same amount of dollar signs next to their name. So I'm going to say Dave Merlin, Crispy J looks like they tied. Amateur division had 12 players. Barra Jones came in third. Sal Orsiano came in second. And Roger Meyer won with a 152. MPO had 10 players. Matt Parslow, who won last week, came in third. Michael Smith with 150 points came in second. And your winner at 155 points, Zach McDonald.
Sam.
Bridgeport Thursday Handicap, Frank Richard won that with a +1. Disc Beat Club Season 3, Week 12, I think, had Joey Harrington, came in fourth, got 12 points. Greg Kurtz in third with 13 points. Kevin Kroenke in second with 14 points. And Mike Zanchelli, who aced hole 4 for $270, won it and got 15 points. Put your overall standings in 5th place with 40.5 points, Eric Struna. 4th place, 49 points, Mel Gallagher. Tie for second between Greg Kurtz and Mark Stryker at 50.5 points, and Kevin Kroenke in the lead at 57 points. Beacon Putting League, Week 11. Purple Phil came in third with a 104. Kristen McDonald with a 122 came in second, and Josh won it at a 140. Saturday, February 10th, Bridgeport Singles League B Pool, Kevin Newcomb won with a +2, and A Pool was won by Tyler Toberin with a -4. Fall Saturday Singles, Bomber Disc Golf at Griffiths Park, Moment of Inertia won with a -6. I'm very upset with your mother, if that's your name. Nobody. Okay. Sunday, February 11th, Long Island Sunday Dubs. Random pairings, 22 holes, GRB plus 3A red. Tie for second, Billy Bloom and Michael Retta and Paul Pearl and Douglas Jablonski shot -8s. And your winners with a -16, Craig Celeste and Josh Winkler. Cranberry Sunday Handicap, Tony Ferrara shot an even par to win. Norbrook Random Doubles, Pete Barwiechowski and Forrester Wilson shot a -7. Panthorn Rando Dubs had a tie for first between Newton Matthews and William Elwell. Tied Jake Fermender and Paul Adorno. Both teams shot -8. Skylands February monthly at Wolf Woods. They played shorts with 2, 6, 7, and 10 were long. Par 54. Seapool, Stacy Blasdell came in third. Randy Rogers in second. And Adam Kowalik won it with a 59. B-Pool, Steve Singley and Leighton Brinster tied for second. And Matt Montero won that at a 47. The A-Pool tie for third between Dustin Wolf and Steve Brinster. Second place, Brandon Lockhart. And your winner at a 44, 10 under, Craig Cutler. Wedge 2024 Winter League Week 4 run by Josh Hafner at 33 players. FDR yellow front, white back, par 62. Mixed Amateur 2 had a tie for second with Matt Strickrod and Robert Bennett. And your winner, Mark Effeck, shot a 61, 1 under. Women's Amateur 1, Heather Asselmeyer came in second. Kristen McDonald is your winner. Mixed Amateur 1, Chris Lucier in third. Jake Yanoviak in second. And Noah Kaiser Hirsch is your winner. Mixed Pro Open, third place, John Hafner with a 56. Logan Peters in second with a 55. And your winner for at least back-to-back weeks, Nick Terabithia Terralavoro with a 54. Next week, FDR All Whites. And finally, we had Discap Monthly at Prospect Park. They played 18 holes, and Alex didn't have to run it.
Hey.
The ladies, in third place, Julia May Marger in third. Second place, Kat.
Marger, though.
Isn't that what I said?
You said Marger.
Okay, thank you.
Like margarine.
That's what I'm saying. Neighbor. Super Bowl commercial. You just say that one.
Third place, Julia May Marger. Kat in second, and Jess Lasasso, your winner. Rec Division, tie for third, Steve Agan and Gerald JJ Knapp. Oh, shit. David Zedkowski tied for first with Chris Gallione. Okay, nobody corrected me, so I'm going to move on to Cam Division. Had a tie for second with Peter Cornish and Dave Moore, shot -4. And your winner, Dan Gibbons, in the AM Division. Pro Division, third place, Jay Gorsage with a -5. Randy Bemis in second with a -7. And your winner with a -8, Joe Jaskolka. And that is your last week in disc golf.
Upcoming stuff. Ice Bowl is this weekend for J Park. 18th annual J Park Ice Bowl is coming up. And then the following Tuesday is the Disc Cap annual meeting.
Oh, it's on a Tuesday.
I think it's on a Monday.
It's on a Monday. Yes, you're right. It's on a Monday.
Oh, right. I couldn't go because I have work to do.
All right. You guys got time for a quiz?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go with it.
How do we want to do? We got 5. You want to do 2 and 3? Anybody want to go Wolf?
What's the topic?
Do we know the topics?
How are we supposed to? Are we supposed to figure that out? Is that part of the quiz?
Yeah, I don't think it's particularly difficult without giving too much away.
It's called quiz and not trivia. Isn't this considered trivia?
It's a trivia quiz.
What if we do disc cap captains or ex-captains versus non-disc cap captains or ex-captains?
So what would be the teams, Corey?
I think Jaimen and Jeff versus the rest of us. I mean, yeah. Jaimen and Jeff versus me, Alex, and Pat. I don't know if that seems somewhat even.
You, Alex, and Jason?
Yeah. Jason's usually tired. I'm a fucking idiot. Alex is pretty smart. And I feel like Jaimen and Jeff are like Jaimen's smart and Jeff is old. So they cover like everything.
I think Corey's just trying to really pad it by putting Pat on his team.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Alex. So we're relying on you. At least I.
Yeah, those teams sound
All
good.
right.
Run with it.
If I'm in charge of answers, you got to be in charge of team name, Corey.
I don't even know.
Ramrod.
Team Ramrod. Team Bullfrog. Let's go. Overmold Bullfrog.
Captains versus
Bullfrog.
Ramrod. Disc captains go first. We got 2 categories. What category would you like to start with?
Which one do you want to start with, Jeff?
Number 1.
Number 1, question 1 for the disc captains. On a topographic map, contour lines join points that have equal what? On a topographic map, contour lines join points that have equal what?
Elevation.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, is there another word for that?
Contour line. Bring that question by me one more time.
On a topographic map, contour lines join points that have equal what?
Yeah, I think the answer is elevation. That's what a contour line is it's all of the areas that have the same elevation.
Yes.
And then the next one up, that's, yeah.
Let's go with elevation. Sticking with it.
All right.
You're absolutely entitled to that, but I'm going to ask you to be more specific.
Fuck. More specific than elevation?
Maybe it's
Basically, I'm looking for another word.
Yeah.
Altitude? That's also another word for elevation. The number that's...
I've never heard altitude referred to anything on the ground, though.
That's the specific number above or below sea level. There's a number associated with those contour lines in some areas.
Yeah, it usually says like 200 feet.
I don't know.
It's got to be more specific than elevation. Fuck. I mean, I have nothing else other than altitude. I'm really not looking forward to them stealing this.
Right off the bat.
Altitude?
Yeah.
Is the altitude.
Oh, nice.
As soon as you said elevation, I was kicking myself. I was like, damn. I usually try to think of ones that are similar. But altitude says the height of an object or point in relation to sea level or ground level.
Interesting. I didn't know. When I hear altitude, I think planes. Meaning
I think the same thing.
So
if it wasn't elevation, there was no way I was in it. Because that's the only thing I could think of. Too.
Yeah, elevation seemed like it.
Altitude is used in the hiking. Isn't it? Altitude a number of one of the peaks?
Yeah, but I think that typically refers to like the air you're breathing in as opposed to like the ground you're standing on.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like altitude can't be dependent on the ground.
It's a point on the ground above sea level.
Well, it's a point anywhere above sea level.
Yeah.
More importantly, is the altitude a disc?
Thanks, Pat.
Moving on.
An altitude, it's got to be. It's got to be a disc. Altitude, it's not going to be, but it's got to be.
You
Should
agree,
be. Yeah.
Should be.
I'm sorry, no.
All right,
Son of a
Ramrod, what do you guys want?
Do we feel out too?
Just so you know, that's your team name is Ramrod.
Team Ramrod.
What were the categories again?
We don't know them yet.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
You guys
A or B?
Let's just go with 2.
Yeah, let's do 2.
Category 2. Question 1. Talc is a 1 on the Mohs hardness scale. What mineral is a 10, the hardest?
Diamond.
Talc is a 1 on the Mohs hardness scale. What mineral is a 10, the hardest?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's diamond.
Diamond, and it's a disc.
But
It is definitely a disc. I get a lot of those from, I feel like Juliette Barney likes diamonds. I've gotten a couple of hers, lost and found. So yeah, diamond.
I'm just bulking because diamond was an answer in one of the song Disc or No Discs.
Quite possible.
So I wasn't sure if we duplicate like that, but I'm pretty sure diamond is right. So
What else would
I'm
be
happy with diamond.
harder than a diamond?
I don't know.
Hole 12 at Minekill.
I see.
Good. Good answer.
Is that a disc, though?
Diamond is definitely a disc, so I'm happy with
Let's go with diamond, and it's a disc.
Can you be more No, I'm kidding. Is the diamond a disc?
Yes.
Yes.
Latitude 64, March 21st, 2011. And yeah, you're right, Alex. I'm not perfect on that. I screw up sometimes. It's question 1, so I don't feel so bad. Disc captains, 1 or 2. I have a feeling nobody's going to want to go to 1 anymore. After that.
Yeah. Now that we know what 2 is, this is a topic for 2 is. Stick with 1. What the hell?
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Category 1, question 2. Standing on a peak in Panama in 1513, explorer Vasco Nunez de Balboa became the first European to sight the eastern shore of what ocean? Standing on a peak in Panama in 1513, explorer Vasco Nunez de Balboa became the first European to sight the eastern shore of what ocean?
The Pacific.
Jeff, you go with that?
Yeah. Eastern Shore.
Is the Pacific a disc?
Holy cow.
What the fuck?
Can you be more Pacific?
All right, don't let me pick these categories anymore.
I'm going to say no. I said yes last time, but then I said it was going to be no. So I'm just going to say no and skip the first part and be wrong a different way. It's no.
I'm going to go no.
North Star Discs, June 27th, 2022. All right. Ramrod, what category?
Happy with either.
2.
So 2.
Question 2, category 2. L. Frank Baum was born in May, which means his birthstone was fittingly what? L. Frank Baum was born in May, which means his birthstone was fittingly what?
He wrote Wizard of Oz, so it's got to be Emerald, right?
I was going to guess rubies, but yeah, emerald.
Oh, well, the book was silver, so we're going to go, I think Emerald is right.
I just figured May was a red color. I have nothing to base that off of, but emerald sounds fine if you're guessing it.
I'm pretty happy with Emerald.
Do you know your birthstones, Jason? I'm sure there's got to be some type of board game called like the Birthstone. You're like figuring out whose birthstone goes.
I have no idea. I don't even know what mine is.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think. Yeah, emerald.
You guys good? Is the emerald a disc?
I know Pete's just a Legacy. Yeah, of course it is.
My instinct is yes, but I don't know.
You gonna go against your instincts? Pots?
There's a jade.
Ooh, that's
which
close.
is
They are right.
similar but different.
No, it's got to be. It's a disc. I'm 100%.
All right.
Yeah, it's a disc.
I'm
Let's go
blaming
for it.
Corey if we're wrong.
We're not wrong.
Totally
I'm
Corey's
happy with
fault if
yes.
we're wrong.
I'm sorry, no.
Corey,
Oh,
come on, man. What are you thinking?
Just like Saturday.
All right. After 2 rounds, Ramrod up 3-2. This captain's what category?
I keep going with one.
I don't know.
I'm fine with the category. We can't get all of them.
Seems like category 2 is really easy.
I would say that 75% of them have been wrong so far. So I think that wherever we go, it's going to be a little bit tricky with them. Like, we're getting the question right. That's the most that we can do. The other
We're
part's
working
a 50 coin flip, unless we happen to know that one.
Stick with one. What the hell?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
going to shoot down in flames.
All right. Question 3, category 1. What brain waves produced during deep sleep are named for the 4th letter of the Greek alphabet? What brain waves produced during deep sleep are named for the 4th letter of the Greek alphabet?
I don't know Greek, so we're screwed.
What category was this? 1?
1.
One. Well, there's REM sleep. Are there delta waves? The only thing that I can compare it to is our alphabet, where the 4th letter is D.
The nuts.
What?
These nuts.
These nuts.
Oh, God damn it, Corey.
Ha! Got him.
I teach middle school all fucking day.
Yeah. What are you trying to say? I belong in middle school?
I'd say it fit in pretty well.
Yeah. I would. The kids would love me.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. That's the only reason I can come up with. I mean, REM sleep, but I don't think that's a wave. That's an acronym, or that's not a Greek letter, I guess. I think the delta is a Greek letter. I don't know if it's the 4th one, but it's the 4th one in our alphabet, and alpha is the first one in theirs, and it's the first one in ours. I'm trying to reason through it, and it's not working. What do you think?
I'm going to go with it.
Go with
I like
delta. All right.
Yeah.
You good with Delta?
Yeah.
Is the Delta a disc?
Phew.
Ooh.
All right. Let's
Here
get
we
this
go.
part wrong now. Yeah. So this one doesn't sound like a disc name.
Sounds like a disc brand, you know?
It's a cart manufacturer that stole $500 from me for, but that's a story for another time.
It's a whole other story. I do remember that. Whoa.
Yeah. So
Delta is a disc.
I kind of want to say yes, because I feel like the answer is no. And every time I don't know.
Well, I can't argue with that logic.
You can argue with whatever you'd like. Stick with it. It's a disc, I'm sure. It's some crazy
Okay.
disc.
All right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, no.
Oh my God. How many freaking coin flips can we get?
If it was a Super Bowl, it would be 3 out of 6 right now. But
Yeah. Or
not
0 out of 3. I don't know.
Ramrod, what category?
2.
Sticking with 2?
Sure.
All right. Question 3, category 2. In 1960, Theodore Maiman used the synthetic type of what gem in producing the world's first laser? In 1960, Theodore Maiman used the synthetic type of what gem in producing the world's first laser?
Synthetic. Couldn't be diamond. What other gems are they synthesizing? Quartz is not a gem, right?
It
I mean,
is
it's a crystal.
pretty common.
Like fake quartz. Like, isn't that...
I mean, if they're making a laser, they'd want it to be super pure. So, like, I could see them synthesizing it.
I mean, quartz is used in electronics and stuff.
Yeah. My first guess is quartz. I also can't think of a single other thing.
So your second guess is also quartz? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, my second guess is diamond, even though we already had it. But knowing that we've already had it, it's still my second guess. Not my first, though. That's what matters.
I'm not coming up with anything better than quartz.
Me neither. I don't feel like great with quartz, but I can't think of anything better for a laser.
Yeah,
Going quartz?
Quartz.
Yeah.
quartz.
What do you think, this captains?
Oh, okay. Did not see that coming.
I kind of want to say sapphire.
I'm lost.
I don't know why. I feel like sapphire is used in electronics in some level, and it would make sense if that it was synthetic sapphire. I could be totally wrong on that, but it's the only thing that's coming to my brain. And it's a free money we're gambling with right now.
Go with it.
You with sapphire?
Repeat the question again before we go with it.
In 1960, Theodore Maiman used the synthetic type of what gem in producing the world's first laser?
It's the only thing I can think of.
All right. Yes, because the first laser was red. So sapphire. Is sapphire red?
No,
It's
sapphires
blue.
are blue.
I think I know what it is now.
We're looking for ruby.
Yeah, because the lasers are red.
This is red, man. Oh, yeah, it's right there. And it's a disc.
Yeah.
Latitude 64, July 2nd, 2012.
Yeah, sapphires too.
I swear the diamond is a disc too.
Also, I'm not 100% sure, but I think sapphires and rubies are actually the same. Maybe it's like sapphires and emeralds or something.
I think all three of them are this. Or no, emeralds aren't, but I do think rubies and sapphires are, the same thing with like slightly different imperfections to make the color different.
Yep, technically correct. My favorite kind.
Actually.
Pushing up my glasses.
Halfway through, we're tied at 3. Disc captains, what do you got?
Oh, let's go with category 2, Jeff.
Yeah, let's go with category 2. I like the stones.
All
They
right.
might have a little more brains involved in there.
Question 4, category 2. There is evidence that pre-Columbian Mesoamericans used what type of black volcanic rock with a Roman name to make mirrors? There is evidence that pre-Columbian Mesoamericans used what type of black volcanic rock with a Roman name to make mirrors?
Obsidian, right?
I think so.
It's back to that freaking disc naming thing, though. I think it's got to be obsidian. It's super shiny, right?
Black. It's black volcanic glass. I'm just trying to, first thing that comes to mind is.
That's what obsidian is, I think.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Is the obsidian a disc?
Of course it is, but I'm going to say no because there's no way it is.
Jaimen?
I've been wrong no before. We've been wrong with yes so many times.
I almost don't want to zig. You know what I mean? Like I think we just sit on yes and go with it. It's going to be right eventually.
It's going to be right eventually. We were just destined to win one of the two. You only get half the question right.
Yeah, I mean we're doing a good job. We're making ourselves not sound like idiots, so that's cool. We haven't missed the question.
Okay,
I'm going to say yeah. I say yes.
Let's stick with yes.
All
You
right.
guys agree yes?
Yeah.
Sorry, no.
Wow.
That is some harshness.
Yeah.
It's
This is not working out.
What do you got, Ramrod? 1 or 2?
You want to go back to 1?
Yeah, let's do 1.
Hey, listen, Jaimen doesn't want to zig. We'll zig.
All right. Question 4, category 1. An incredibly poisonous type of stonefish is named for what type of coral structure that it blends into? An incredibly poisonous type of stonefish is named for what type of coral structure that it blends into?
This is a Jason question.
Am I like a marine biologist or something?
No, I just picture it's more of a fisher.
Costanza.
Oh.
A stonefish with a name that blends into coral. Coral! No, coral.
nice.
What the frig? We just had to go to 1.
Yep.
I mean, what kind of like coral reef structures are there?
I can only think of the Great Barrier Reef.
There's like brain coral.
Yeah, the previous answers are Delta, Pacific, and elevation, right? You don't have the thing yet, Alex? You're usually good with the category.
I mean, I have a guess.
Is it kind of like water, ocean stuff?
I thought it was airlines.
The Southwest Stonefish.
An incredibly poisonous type of stonefish is named for what type of coral structure that it blends into?
Wait, coral structure.
Could it just be reef?
That's what is it just reef? Are we overthinking this?
Oh, we might be.
That has never happened in the history of the podcast.
Coral structure, not like coral formation.
Yeah, I think it's reef.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go. I like reef.
Maybe that's why Pat read the question again without us asking. Reef.
Is the reef a disc?
Wow.
Yikes.
I literally said reef as I was like talking through it, thinking like, what kind of coral reefs are there?
Yeah, exactly.
Is the reef a disc? Who would make the reef?
There's like an ocean discs or something.
I vote yes. Of course it is a disc.
I'm happy with yes.
Okay. I'm going to blame Corey for wrong now.
I'm
Always.
confident it's this time I'm really confident.
All right.
All
it's a
right.
disc.
Disc Golf Association, December 10th, 2007.
Oh, yeah. DJ, duh.
Yes. DG.
Oh yeah, I think I might have seen one of those.
Culver
before.
Darling's next signature disc. The reef.
All right. Disc captain, 1 or 2?
I'm glad we went to 2, Jeff, because I didn't know that one. I was very confident in my answer, and I was also very wrong in it. Want to go back to 2 again?
Sure. Oh, we know.
Category 2, question 5. What common silica mineral is found in many types of rocks and the most common constituent of sand? What common silica mineral is found in many types of rocks and is the most common constituent of sand?
Sand?
Sand.
Yeah. Is it quartz?
Jamin said quartz. You go with that, Jeff?
Yeah, sure.
Is the quartz a disc?
Going down in flames, dude. Yes.
Yes. You think the quartz is a disc? We can't get all of them wrong, right? Like,
You'd think, but we could be wrong there. You could be wrong there, too.
I've been wrong every single time. Jeez, man, the quartz. Should we just call it a disc? It's a horrible disc name.
Okay.
What do you think? Go with whatever you think.
Going down in flames. Yes.
You think it's a disc?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry, no. Ramrod, 1 or 2?
Do you guys want to do 1 or 2?
1.
1?
Yeah.
I'm happy with 1.
Question 5. What name is given to vast treeless plains in North America and northern Russia with a subsoil of permafrost ground that's frozen year-round? What name is given to vast treeless plains in North America and northern Russia with a subsoil of permafrost ground that's frozen year-round?
Tundra.
Yeah, sounds like tundra to me.
I like it.
Is the tundra a disc?
Of course it is. Yes.
I don't like it.
Question wasn't, do you like it as a name of a disc? The question was, is it a disc? And the answer is obviously, yeah, duh, of course it is. We can say no, though. I could be easily swayed to say no.
I don't know how strongly I feel about it not being a disc.
I originally thought no, but was there a company that had like the Great Plains and I think I might have been.
Also,
I know what you're thinking about.
So we're saying yes.
Yeah, I'm happy with yes. Screw it.
It's a disc, Pat.
Meridian Discs.
Nice.
January 31st, 2024.
Nailed it.
All right. Final round, I got 7-5. Ramrod. Disc captains, what category?
Category 1.
Detroit is a French word meaning what type of narrow waterway that connects two large bodies of water? Detroit is a French word meaning what type of narrow waterway that connects two larger bodies of water?
Narrow body of water in between.
Two larger bodies of water.
Wait, did I say category 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know why. That didn't help me at all.
Well, it's not a precious stone.
That narrows it down so much. Thanks, Jason.
Is that canal? Or is that...
I don't know. You're the one from Detroit.
Detroit is a French word. Yeah, I know Detroit's a French word, but it's not a kill or a street. It's not a kill like it is here in New York.
Yeah, that's a creek. That's just another word for street.
Yeah, wait, was Jeff saying canal or canal?
Is there a difference?
Canal or canal?
Canal days, yes. Know very well.
All right, so want to go with canal?
Yes.
Let's go with canal.
What do you think, Ramrod?
Straight?
Oh.
Straight would have been my guess. Canal would have been my first guess.
Yeah.
But straight is my second guess now that I know it's not canal.
Straight.
You guys good with that?
The Dire Strait.
Is the straight a disc?
Yeah, it is. Of course it is.
Is the straight a disc? Yes.
Sounds like a lightning disc.
Yep, sure is.
Or DGA.
Meridian Discs, January 31st, 2024.
There you go.
And final question for the Ramrodders. The ancient Greeks raised a toast to what purple gem believed to protect them from drunkenness? It's also this month's birthstone. The ancient Greeks raised a toast to what purple gem believed to protect them from drunkenness? It's also this month's birthstone.
Purple makes me think amethyst.
Yeah, sure. I can't think of a purple gem.
What did you say?
Amethyst?
Yeah, I can't think of a purple gem.
I know it's a birthstone. I don't know if it's this month's, so.
But is it purple?
It is definitely purple.
Okay, I like it then. Amethyst.
You go with that, Jason?
Yeah.
Is the amethyst a disc?
Yeah, I have one right here.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
Visionary Disc Golf, January 22nd, 2024.
Almost called my bluff. I do not have one right here.
Shocking, Corey. It is shocking that you don't actually have that disc there. Thank you, Alex, Corey, Jaimen, Jason, and thanks again for coming on, Jeff. And sweet up, Hudson Valley.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
My bad.
Thanks, guys.
Batteries running low. Got to plug in.
Jeff, we went over this last time.
What the hell happened, man?
Your battery drained from using it. Surprise, motherfucker.
It's plugged in all day. My laptop will work. It's plugged in all day.
That's not how batteries work.
Google Chrome eats a lot of battery.
Yes.